Oh, I wish you guys were here to taste this and smell this. We're talking about a super regional delicacy here today, an ice cream with the color of Pepto-Bismol and an aroma some people have compared to Bengay. Don't let that turn you off. Those are silly comparisons. And this is wintergreen or teaberry ice cream. It is fantastic. It's made with Gaultheria procumbens, which is this little plant, wild wintergreen. It's a small kind of evergreen plant that grows all over eastern North America, and it tastes like Surt's mints. Now, they make these small red berries, which is where we get the name teaberry. That's one of the other names for this plant. And this is a regional thing from Pennsylvania, really only in Pennsylvania. So the first step in making the ice cream is to make your own homemade wintergreen extract. You can make this without the extract, but I really like it. I really like to make it. It's a good exercise in capturing alcohol-soluble aromas. The aroma of wintergreen leaves is really soluble in alcohol. You just put the leaves into a little jar, cover them with some brandy, let it sit for a day or two. It'll be ready after 24 hours if you really want it quick. Then we're going to make a simple custard base. Whisk those eggs to break them up, but do not whisk it as it cooks. We're going to switch to a wooden spoon and just cook that to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit. I also did it this week with sous videing the ice cream base in a water bath, and that worked. That is the best way that I've ever made ice cream base. So try that. Do it to 180 Fahrenheit for like 30 minutes. Now, the key here, the plants that I pick do not make tons of red berries. And if you look up images of this plant, you're going to see lots of these, larger pink berries, but the leaves have the same aroma. So I just use the leaves. They're easy to harvest. They're very widespread and common. You have to finely mince the leaves. It's totally fine to have some berries in there too, which I do. And we're just going to put that into the custard base and let that sit overnight. You can let it infuse for multiple days if you want. It's not going to get too strong. You do not have to puree this, okay? I made this ice cream like 6 different times over the past 2 weeks, and I tried pureeing it. I tried doing it raw. You don't have to puree it. The flavor will be a little bit stronger if you do, but it's still going to be fine. Okay, because I do not want to use artificial food coloring in this, I wanted to figure out some ways to tint the color. I tried using aronia berries. I tried blackberries. I tried raspberries. Raspberries are what I settled on. The aronia berry version here made it purple, and this was actually really, really good too. Just a few berries, just like 2 tablespoons. So same thing as before here. Here I'm going to tint this with raspberry puree, and there we're going to add the wintergreen extract. Now, I'm not going to puree this in a blender. You just take like 2 teaspoons, and then to tint it pink, to attempt to tint it pink, it could have been a little more pink, but it's okay. We're just going to add some raspberries that I've heated and mashed up, and then we just mix those into the custard base with those minced wintergreen leaves, and that's what it looks like after it's all mixed up. That's pretty good. That's about as good of a Pepto-Bismol imitation as I can come up with. Then we just let that sit overnight, and then we're going to strain it. I did colored versions. I did non-colored versions. You really want a fine sieve here, though. You don't want pieces of the leaves in the ice cream. So you let that sit overnight, strain it, and now we're going to churn it. This is so simple. You put it in the ice cream maker, and you turn the maker on. I do definitely recommend a model that has a compressor. I think this is the Cuisinart. I've had this for about 3 or 4 years, and it's worked like a charm. And once it looks like, thick sour cream, it's ready to go. And just look at that texture. This is the one that I did the ice cream base in the sous vide water bath. It is perfection doing it like that. Okay, now the most important part. All right, the big question. What does it taste like? It smells so strong. It smells like Surt's mints. It smells like wintergreen. I love the slightly pink color. And like I mentioned in the blog post on my website, the pink color is made by food coloring now, but originally it was more than likely made from the little berries of this plant. The flavor is nice and strong, but this is something where it would be almost difficult to infuse it too much. I have used the chopped leaves and infused the ice cream for 3 or 4 days, and it gets to a peak where it's really strong and it doesn't really get overpowering. It is so nice and subtle. It tastes like mint, but it's not mint. It still has that cooling, refreshing flavor that you would want in, say, a mint ice cream, but it's a little bit different. It's this woodsy, aromatic, a little floral, and it basically tastes like certs. It's so good. It is a lot better than I expected it to be. Because I added raspberry puree to mine to color it, I get a little bit of raspberry in the beginning. It does not overpower it at all. I think a really good thing to mention here is that you can add wintergreen. You could make wintergreen ice cream, the Teaberry ice cream, just by itself, but it's also something that you can combine with fruit, especially ripe red berries. So blackberry ice cream, blackcap raspberry, raspberry, serviceberry, any of these fruits are going to pair really well with the wintergreen. It's just fantastic. Super refreshing, clean flavor, and I just love the aroma of the fresh leaves. It's just a super refreshing, clean flavor, and I just love the aroma of the fresh leaves and how they are strong, and it's definitely there, but it's not overpowering. So good. Minty fresh. And it definitely doesn't smell like Bengay. I don't really think it looks like Pepto-Bismol. I'll leave that up to you. It definitely doesn't smell like Bengay. It smells just clean and fresh, like a pine forest in autumn. It's delicious. If you have wintergreen near you, I really hope you try the ice cream. It has such a great flavor, really a great thing that you can make almost any time of year, and such a potent flavor from such a small little wild plant. The full recipe is on my website. There's a link at the top of the video description for that. Thanks for watching.